finish in the playoff hunt, but certainly expect both of these teams to be there. They are certainly two of the best in District 3 5A. We're going to go ahead and take our break here. We'll come back with the starting lineups and the tip right here from the Palo Duro Event Center. You're listening to Texas Panhandle Sports Network coverage of high school basketball on TPSNsports.com and KGNC.
I was on my way home from work, and next thing I know, I just went flying up in the air. I suffered a traumatic head injury, and I suffered a spinal cord injury. Within the first 48 hours, I went to see Lynn McGraw. And without Lynn in that settlement, I would be like any other person with a brain injury. I'd be destitute. The relief of not having financial stressors is incredible.
If you've been injured in an accident, at the McCraw Law Group, we're here to help. 806-342-5900.
I found a car I love, so I went ahead and bought it. Ever since I did, people ask me where I got it. Bobby Dubé sold it to me. Bobby Dubé sold it to me. She's used, but she's a beauty. Bobby Dubé sold it to me. He sent me a lot of money, had a lot for me to choose. If you stop in, you'll be saying it too. Bobby Dubé sold it to me. Bobby Dubé sold it to me. Ooh, she's used, but she's a beauty. Bobby Dubé sold it to me.
And welcome back here, folks. No introductions. We're a little running behind, they said, so we're just going to tip this one off. And tipping it off, Deuce Reese and Kenny, or Collins rather. And Reese wins that one. And here come the Palo Duro Dons in their all white with blue trim, taking on Tascosa in the all blacks with red trim. There is Nodine from three, nothing but net on the first shot. The junior, Corpening, going to be picked up by Zaylin Nodine. Tascosa gets it to Collins. Collins going to throw it back court, and Blackshear's just going to touch it and get the over and back. And a turnover for the Tascosa Rebs. And the Dons have it now in their front court. Brown to inbound it. Going to get it to Clayton. Clayton, Mitchell hands it to Nodine. Now to get it to Mitchell. Mitchell picked up by Corpening. In the corner to Clayton, and he hits a three. And the first two threes for the Dons find the bottom of the net. And there's a tip out by Mitchell as the Dons have put on a full court press. And Coach Jackson and Coach Loftus, chess match starting early. Collins into Blackshear. Blackshear takes it over the timeline, gets all the way in the lane. He's going to go coast to coast, lays it up, can't get it to go. And there comes down Mitchell with it, trying to throw it down the court, and Collins snags that one out of the air for Tascosa. So turnovers on that end, and back comes Tascosa. Corpening working against Nodine. Hands it off to Blackshear. Blackshear to Godbolt, to round to Collins. Collins working against Mitchell, trying to find some place to go, gets it back to Blackshear. Blackshear picked up by Nodine way out, almost to the circle. Now they get it to Godbolt in the corner. Godbolt working against Brown. Godbolt with the step back shot won't go. Kenny getting pushed back, and a rebound by Reese. And here comes Clayton. Clayton off to number 2, Mitchell. His shot. 3 straight threes for the Dons, and the Tascosa Rebels won a timeout. With 6:20 remaining here first quarter, it's 9-0. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. This is TPSNsports.com coverage of high school basketball.
We were in a car accident shortly after leaving church on Mother's Day.
The McCraw Law Group was really there for us. As soon as they got a hold of the case, everything was prompt.
We were compensated fairly, and the most important thing of all is we were able to restore our time with our boys. I think if someone were to ask us for any advice, if they were in an accident, it would definitely be to call McCraw Law Group.
If you've been injured in an accident, at the McCraw Law Group, we're here to help. 806-342-5900.
3 shots for the Palo Duro Dons, 3 made threes. They lead this one 9-0. Tascosa inbounding from their end line. They can run the end line. It was a made shot. Godbolt gets it into Corpening. Corpening working against Nodine. Now here comes the double team. They get it off to Blacksher. Blacksher in the corner to Collins. Collins with a three. Back of rim won't go. And here comes Brown. He's going to pull it down looking for Clayton. He found Clayton. Clayton gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell working against Corpening. Gets in the lane. Spin move. That one won't go, but Clayton there with a rebound. Clayton's going to go up, but Corpening's going to catch him with a foul. That's the first on Corpening. And that's going to put Clayton on the line for two. Just under 6 minutes remain here, first quarter. Trying to get to double digits already is the Dons. Tascosa still hasn't found the bottom of the net yet. First shot by Clayton. That one doesn't go. Second shot from Clayton. And that one doesn't go, but Snowdine chases down the rebound, and the Dons keep possession. Brown going to drive, gets in the lane, kicks it out to Clayton. Clayton thought about a long three, pulls it back down. Nodine going to pull up three, hits the ring, but he's going to get fouled. That's Godbolt, and I think that's three. They're shooting three is Nodine. It's a rough start here so far for the Tascosa Rebs. Nodine makes the first one. Second shot, still got one more to go. 10-0 Palo Duro. Second one a little too hard. Foul shots are going to matter. As you said in the first game, they call them free throws for a reason.
A little bit of a carryover from the girls' game, especially to start. Great first punch from Palo Duro, but I don't think it's going to be much longer until Tascosa really settles in.
There's a break. Kenny's underneath, and Kenny's going to get fouled. Reese is saying, man, I got all ball. The referee said, nope. Kenny was going to flush that.
And that's the important difference of going up with one hand versus going up with two. Ben Kenny, very strong, very athletic. Love what I've seen from him throughout this season. To have the matchup with him and Deuce Reese, that's going to be just as fun as what we saw with the girls' game.
And Kenny hits the front rim, hits the backboard, but it falls in. So Tascosa finally on the board, 11-1 now. Kenny with his second shot. Second shot, much better. That goes in. So 11-2 the score, 5.5 remaining here first quarter in this District 3-5A matchup. A lot of playoff implications and seeding. There's in the lane goes number 2, Reese, and he's able to get that to fall. Makes it 13-2. They get it to the front court to Kenny very quickly. Kenny driving against Reese, hands it off to Godbolt, gets it to Corpening, and then a foul. And is that on Reese?
See, that is, yeah,
that's his second. That's the second foul on Deuce Reese. And quickly he comes out, and number 12, Flannery, checks in. Collins gets it to Corpening in the back court. Corpening going to hand it to Blacksher. Blacksher picked up by Clayton. Godbolt guarded very closely. Gets it to Collins, gets it to Corpening, going to let a three go. That thing had moonshot written all over it, no good. Clayton comes down with a rebound, gets it up to Brown. I'm sorry, Flannery. Flannery steps in the lane, throws one up and gets it to go. And a foul on Kenny.
PD crowd loving this.
Makes
Great
it
start to the game.
15-2.
And this is the type of production that you need to see from Flannery here.
And he makes that one to make it 16-2. Blacksher working against Clayton, gets it to Corpening. Corpening picked up by Flannery. Back to Blacksher, gave up the three, gets it underneath to Godbolt. Godbolt back to Kenny. Kenny cross court to Collins. Collins going to let a three go. Front of rim won't go. And Clayton chases down the rebound. And here come the Dons. Don's in the lane. That one won't go. Tipped out of bounds as he tried to shoot it. That one got hit from behind and went out of bounds to the Dons. 4:17 remains, 16-2. Palo Duro with the lead over Tascosa. Get it into Flannery. Flannery picked up by Collins. Flannery to the elbow. Now he's going to try to drive down the lane. Kicks it to Nodine. Nodine to Mitchell. Nodine trying to shoot one, but gets it blocked by Godbolt. Godbolt comes away with it. He's going to be picked up by Flannery. Flannery's going to pick up the foul. That's his first. And in checks Hussein. And out comes Nodine. Godbolt looking to get it underneath to Collins, and Collins all by himself, and that's an easy layup. Nice backdoor cut. No one picked him up. 16-4, just under halfway gone here in the first quarter. The Dons have come out on fire. Hussein gets it to Clayton. Clayton thought about it. Now he's going to drive. Kicks it out to Flannery for three. Back of rim won't go. Rebound, though. Nice job by Brown to pull it down. Flannery now going to drive the paint. Going to try to bounce past one under. And Corpening cutting down the lane. Tipped it out of bounds. So it's going to remain Palo Duro ball. Clayton will inbound it for the Dons. Going to throw it back, and Brown's going to have it. He's going to hand it off to Flannery. He's picked up by Kenny, way outside the arc. Brown picked up by Collins, again, way outside the arc. Underneath to Mitchell. Mitchell finds a way to get around and get the layup in. 18-4. Kenny running the floor, gets it, and he chases it down in the corner. Trying to get it to Corpening, does. Corpening cross court to Collins. Collins to Blackshear. And Blackshear thought about a long three, pulled it back. Collins on a spin, stopped at the elbow. Corpening back has it now, top of key, guarded by Clayton. Spins in the lane, foul line, gets it to Kenny. Kenny cross court to Collins. Collins, top of key to Blackshear, to Kenny. Corpening, Collins. Great defense by the Dons, not allowing anything inside. Godbolt gets it to Blackshear in the corner.
They're smothering them.
Godbolt, and that's going to be tipped out of bounds by the Dons. That's going to remain Tascosa ball. Nodine's going to check in very quickly, and out comes Mitchell. 18-4, the lead, 18-4, the score rather. Palo Duro leading Tascosa. Tascosa number 23 in the state. Collins driving the drive baseline, cut off, top to the arc, long three by Corpening, and that one just drains down through, making it 18-7. Corpening, when he shoots, he's got like a moonshot. Clayton gets it to Hussein. Hussein back to Brown. Brown stumbles, and the ball's going to be stolen by Kenny. Kenny gets it to Blackshear. Blackshear gets it up to Corpening underneath. No, tipped away by Brown running the court as he had Collins underneath, couldn't get it to him. Now Palo Duro the other way. Hussein throws it underneath, gets Nodine, who can't get it to go, and the ball comes down to Blackshear, and he gets it in the front court. Picked up his dribble, back to Blackshear. Blackshear with a long three, back of rim, won't go. Ball bounced around. Kenny up and back in for Palo Duro. 18-9, 120 remain here in the first quarter. Hussein gets it to Brown, left side, back top of key to Flannery, and then a long three by Clayton. And that one falls. And with 1:04 remaining, 21-9, Palo Duro leads this one with a timeout. We'll take a break as well. This is the Texas Panhandle Sports Network coverage of high school basketball.
Sinking driveway? Call Legacy Support Works. Settling patio? Call Legacy Support Works. Uneven pool deck? Call Legacy Support Works. Collapsing stoop? Call Legacy Support Works. Cracking sidewalk? That's right, call Legacy Support Works.
Foundation repair doesn't get better with time. It gets better with Legacy Support Works.
Call Legacy Support Works today.
With Amarillo National Bank Student Visa Debit Card, you can teach your kids about money early. Smart spending, building a budget, and there's even a cash bonus for good grades. We want to thank some of our sponsors tonight, McGraw Law Group, Berceros, and Bobby Doobie Motors. 21-9, first quarter. Tascosa to inbound the ball underneath their basket. They're trailing. 1:04 remain here in the first quarter. Godbolt gets it into Corpening. Corpening's picked up by Hussein as Palo Duro is playing defense end-to-end. Corpening gets it across the timeline, gets it to Collins. Collins going to get to the elbow, then throws it over the head of Corpening, trying to get him back open for a three, out of bounds. And Palo Duro will have it. And Clayton walking it up. Gets across the timeline. Now he turns it on, trying to get to the lane. Going to throw one up. Can't get it to go. Godbolt with the rebound. Godbolt working against Nodine. And he's going to get across the timeline. Godbolt hands it to Kenny. Kenny to Corpening out by the circle. In the corner it goes. Back to Corpening. Corpening to Collins. Collins for the long three. Front of rim won't go. Kenny tips it back. And that's going to go out of bounds. Checked into the game, Gilmore for the Rebels. And Blackshear is out. But with 10 seconds to go, Palo Duro with one chance to add to their 12-point lead. Flannery getting it to Nodine, open for a three, won't go. Clayton with the rebound, but can't get it back up in time. And we've come to the end of the first quarter. Palo Duro 21 and Tascosa 9. We'll be back in just a moment. This is the Texas Panhandle Sports Network coverage of high school basketball.
Beef O'Brady's prides itself on two simple ideas.
A place to sit down for some good food.
And a place to catch the game with your friends.
But you know what's even better?
Our daily specials are some of the best in Amarillo.
So the next time the kids are being picky.
You want to catch the game or check out some live music.
Or you're just looking for a great happy hour with friends.
Think Beef O'Brady's.
Plus online ordering and catering available.
Beef O'Brady's, where family time meets game time.
Do you have transmission problems? Scottish Transmissions has been your go-to transmission specialist since 1972 with 21st century technology featuring great old-fashioned service, minor repairs, major repairs, and specialized maintenance to increase performance and longevity.
(21-9), the Dons lead for 23 Tascosa and district leading Rebels. Hey, our broadcast tonight sponsored by Jimmy Fincher Body Shop, Aqua One, Amarillo Mitsubishi, and Beef O'Brady's, the official watch location for all TPSN live streams. That's right, you can go to Beef O'Brady's and watch these games. Tascosa with the ball. Collins picked up, double team, gives it to Gilmore. Gilmore going to get in the lane, but he's going to shuffle his feet and get called for the travel. So Palo Duro will inbound it. Just underway here, second quarter, with a 21-9 lead. Clayton comes across the timeline, hands it to Nodine. Gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell back to Clayton. Clayton thought about a three. Gets in the lane, kicks it out. Nodine going to launch a three, and he hit it from there in the beginning, and he hit it there again. 15 points now, the lead for the Dons. Corpening gets it to Kenny. Gets it to Gilmore in the corner, back to Collins. Collins gets it to Godbolt. Godbolt getting in the lane, kicks it out to Corpening, changes his mind on the three. Now Godbolt's going to let a three go, won't go. And here comes the rebound. Clayton gets it up to Nodine. Nodine can't get it to go, but there was a rebound by Clayton, and Kenny's going to pick up his second foul. And that's going to put Clayton on the line for two. Godbolt That's the first shot I can think of that he actually has taken so far. He's one of their top scorers. They have done a great job of the Dons of keeping Godbolt. First shot by Clayton. That one's good.
Again, tremendous job defending. Of course, remember the last time they played, Godbolt had a solid game, you know, a little 40 points. You know what I mean? Like, one would imagine you want to try and nip that in the bud as best as you possibly can. But again, it's been a great defensive approach here. Seeing a lot of looks with Kyron Brown guarding him.
And the ball comes, misses, but ends up in the hands of the Dons. There's a three-point shot by Flannery, and really the Dons are on fire. They really can't miss. And what are we going to have here? Number 32 picks up a foul. Not sure what he did, but maybe reached across or grabbed one of the defenders. Godbolt, the inbound it for Tascosa, gets it into Blackshear. Blackshear to Corpening. Corpening up 2-on-1. Corpening hands it off to Gilmore. Gilmore gets it up and in. The Rebels break the press, but they're slow getting back. And then Godbolt with the block. As Brown tried to go up, and Godbolt rejected it and took the ball all the way length of court. Ball's being knocked around. Clayton comes up with it. He's going to get it to Brown, who's trying to get it ahead to Nodine, and cannot. Goes out of bounds back to Tascosa. 28-11 our score. 6:19 remaining, end-to-end action.
Kyron Brown overthinking that pass just a little bit there.
Blackshear working against Nodine. Blackshear going to get it off to Gilmore. Gets it to Godbolt in the corner. Godbolt gets double teamed very quickly. Back to Blackshear. Top of key to Collins. Collins trying to get down the lane. Has it tipped away. And Corpening does end up finally getting his hands on it for Tascosa. And there is a steal by Clayton. Corpening cannot cut him off. And Clayton lays that one in, 30-11. Gilmore. And the Rebels just cannot hang on to the ball. Another turnover. And then Godbolt steals it back on a bad pass. And Corpening finally gets it across the timeline, gets it to Gilmore. Gilmore's going to try the lane, score, but they're going to say charge on Gilmore. So a 30-11 lead here by Palo. Duro. If you'd have told me that was going to happen here to begin this game, I'd have bet some money on that, wouldn't. But the Dons have just played just a suffocating defense. Clayton gets it across the timeline, picked up by Blackshear. Nodine. Guarded now by Banner, who's checked in. Mitchell back to Clayton. Clayton trying to find some room, gets in the lane, has to switch hands on the run. Ball tipped away. Corpening's got it. He's going to go by himself down the floor, puts one up, can't get it to go, tipped out of bounds by Palo Duro on the rebound. Tascosa will have it under their basket. 4:57 remain here in the first half. The Dons with a 19-point lead, 32-11. Godbolt gets it into Collins, to Blackshear, back to Godbolt. Godbolt's going to throw one up, but he's going to get fouled, and I believe that's going to be on 23 Sanchez. Oh, they called that on Nodine, actually. That's his first, and that's going to put Godbolt, and he needs these foul shots just to get him going. First one, made it. Not pretty, but effective.
Sometimes you need to see the ball go through the hoop. More of a mental thing to really get into a rhythm. Easier said than done, of course. It's been tremendous defense from Coach Loftus and company.
Second shot for Godbolt. And he rattles that one in too. So Godbolt finally on the score sheet. Clayton gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell to Sanchez. Sanchez can't find any room with it. Gets it back to Flannery, rather. Back to Mitchell, top of key. Mitchell going to drive against Collins. Gets in the lane, and Blackshear steals it from him. And Blackshear going to take it coast to coast and lay it up and in. 30-15 now the score. Has a couple of turnovers, and Tascosa puts points on the board both times. Sanchez gets it to Mitchell. And that's going to be Flannery in the lane, throws one up, can't get it to go, and Banner with the rebound. And Blackshirt gets cut off, but gets it up to Collins. Collins, cross court, there's Corporate for a three, back of rim, won't go. And coming down with it is the Dons, and then there's going to be a charge on Clayton. As Godbolt got there in front of Clayton.
Great job staying square there for that charge.
And keep in mind, there's no arc, no protected area in high school basketball.
Yes, no restricted zones.
Yep.
As long as your feet are square, you will be able to get that call.
And Corpening to Godbolt. Godbolt to Blackshirt, and they get it across the timeline. Gets it back to Corpening. Corpening working against Sanchez. Blackshirt to Banner. Banner getting it to Godbolt down on the baseline. Now they double team Godbolt back to Banner. Cross court to Collins to Corpening. Corpening drop stepped it right out of bounds. Turns it over, and the Dons will have it now. 30-15, 3:27 remain here in the first half.
I mean, Coach Jackson, obviously we can't really see his face, but I can imagine he's still staying rather cool, rather collected. But again, everyone knows that urgency needs to show itself here in order for them to get this win on the road.
Brown, top of key, loses his footing and gets it to Clayton. And then to Mitchell, now to Sanchez. Back to Mitchell. Mitchell back to Sanchez, trying to get Clayton posted up, which is kind of funny because he's the smallest guy on the floor. There goes Hussein, and Hussein gets it to go in the lane. Corpening going to be picked up by Hussein. (32-15) our score. 2.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Godbolt with it on the wing. Godbolt going to get double teamed. Going to flip it back to Corpening, and Corpening's going to get called for a travel as well. And Coach Jackson telling the official, I'm imagining you got to I imagine you got to blow the whistle sometimes against the other team is what he's probably saying.
Yeah.
And there's Godbolt with an attempt to another steal as Godbolt's just trying to actually take over this game for Tascosa on the defensive end. He's already had a block. He's already had a couple of steals, and he almost had another one. Corpening's going to come out, and in comes in Dansby. Clayton. Way for the Dons. He's going to get it to Mitchell. Mitchell going to try to drive the lane. Hop step. Mitchell right to the rim. Lays it up and in.
That's a great move right there.
Very good move. Back to a 19-point lead for the Dons. Get it in the corner to Godbolt. Is going to let a three go, and Ladarius Godbolt gets that three to go.
Dare I say, could be the start of something here. All he needs is one.
Back across the front court. Sanchez picked up by Godbolt. That's a walk. Yeah, he shifted, and the referee standing right there. That was an easy one for the official. When you change pivot feet, that's going to be a travel every time. And what a nice defensive job there by the Tascosa Rebels to get that turnover. Now they need to turn it into points. 34-18, 123 and counting down. But points have been rare. And there is a pick your pocket by Clayton against Blackshirt. And then Clayton's going to get the foul on the floor by Blackshirt. And that was actually a smart play by Blackshirt. As Clayton just clean picked his pocket. Clayton to inbound it. Going to get it to Nodine. Gets it back to Clayton, who's open for a three, and Clayton drains it And a timeout, I believe. Let's see what we. That's technical on. Oh, a technical on Clayton. So that's going to be his second foul.
Not sure what was done. I mean, maybe something was said, but.
Yeah, had to be. That's an official trying to get ahead of stuff. First one by Godbolt, nothing but net. And the second one, and then Tascosa will have the ball. 37-19, 1:08 remain here. Godbolt's second attempt. Oh, back of rim, no good. Somebody in a black jersey has to inbound it. Collins gets it into Blackshear. Blackshear comes across the timeline, picked up by Hussein. And that one's going to be tipped out of bounds by Mitchell with 1 minute exactly left. And in comes Corporning. And out comes Dansby. Blackshear back to Collins. Collins thought about a three, but quickly closed on him was Mitchell. Collins trying to get it underneath to Godbolt. It's picked up by Nodine. Godbolt going to turn, shoot, won't go. And Nodine with the rebound, and here come the Dons the other way. And Brown's going to throw one across the court. Nodine's ends up with it. Back to Brown in the corner for Hussein. Hussein fakes it and then jumps up and can't get it to go. And here comes Blackshear the other way. Blackshear going to lay it all the way up, no foul. And Blackshear comes down, or the ball comes down to Mitchell. Mitchell back to Brown. Brown on the baseline, gets it to Nodine. Nodine throws it across. Banner with the steal. Godbolt has it. And here comes the Rebels the other way. Godbolt throws one up, won't go. Banner and Mitchell are fighting for it, and it goes off of Mitchell. So the Rebels will keep it underneath their own basket with 7 seconds to go. 37-19. Collins gets the inbound pass. Collins guarded, 3 seconds to go. There's a cut by Corporning in the corner to Blackshear, and he does not get the shot off in time, and we've come to halftime. 37-19, the Dons on a roll. We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to the Texas Panhandle Sports Network coverage of high school basketball on KGNC.
BritCare has been working to make your daily routine a little easier for over 25 years. And now you can track your blood sugar with real-time readings without the finger sticks. Stop by and speak with one of our experts about continuous glucose monitors. You can pick it up on site or get it shipped directly to your door. Plus, we will work directly with your doctor. We're here, we're local, and we'll always be there for you. BritCare Home Medical, 1800 South Coulter.
Sinking driveway? Call Legacy Support Works. Settling patio? Call Legacy Support Works. Uneven pool deck? Call Legacy Support Works. Collapsing stoop? Call Legacy Support Works. Cracking sidewalk? That's right, call Legacy Support Works.
Foundation repair doesn't get better with time. It gets better with Legacy Support Works.
Call Legacy Support Works today.
Beef O'Brady's prides itself on two simple ideas.
A place to sit down for some good food.
And a place to catch the game with your friends.
But you know what's even better?
Our daily specials are some of the best in Amarillo.
So the next time the kids are being picky.
You want to catch the game or check out some live music.
Or you're just looking for a great happy hour with friends.
Think Beef O'Brady's.
Plus online ordering and catering available.
Beef O'Brady's, where family time meets game time.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Do you know an outstanding student athlete? Someone who goes above and beyond with grades, overcoming obstacles, achievements, and talent? Then nominate them for CIB, Commercial Industrial Builders GOAT of the Week. We'll choose and highlight one high school student of the week who knows what it takes to be a GOAT. For more information and to nominate your GOAT, head to newschannel10.com. Don't wait. Let us know who your GOAT is.
Welcome back here, folks, to the Palo Duro Event Center. Steve Beers, Alan Robertson with you. And the Palo Duro Dons have been on fire offensively and defensively. Their offense has been just scoring at will. Their defense has been suffocating and smothering, hence an 18-point halftime lead, 37-19. Alan, that end-to-end action, hadn't had a chance to really get your insights on this one yet. Go ahead, my friend. Tell me, what are you thinking?
I mean, first and foremost, hats off, absolutely hats off to Coach Loftus, Coach Nodine, and the preparation, get ready for this matchup. We spoke a little bit about it. Ladarius Gabo, which again, I have all the faith that he'll be able to get into a little bit of a rhythm as we get into the second half. But I know that they remembered that first game, how prolific of a night Ladarius Godbold had. You nipped that in the bud from the very get-go. And while guys like Corporate can get going, he had a really great look. Couple of different looks just weren't able to fall. But if you take the head of this scoring attack and make him as uncomfortable as possible, things are very much have been in their favor. They've been able to press. That is going to be the thing that propels them not only to hold on to this win tonight, but really make something work here over these last couple of games and secure the spot that they're in right now. It's been a tremendous first half effort defensively. I mean, what else can you really say other than just hats off to the preparation from the Dons on both ends of the floor?
Yeah, one of the things that stands out is the length of the Dons and how that's really effective, because when you have Blackshear and Corpening, who those guys are 5'5", 5'6" on the court.
And they can outrun everybody, you don't have a whole lot of things to work with when it comes to height. So you really have to earn those spots, earn those points.
Yeah, and so that to me has really been interesting defensively, is just the length of the Dons and how they've been able to create havoc and bad passes and turnovers and things like that. And then the defense, we saw Clayton pick a pocket, a couple of other balls that were tipped away and came away with. So the Dons they've played with that sense of urgency you would expect them to play with.
1,000%. Now we do have a little bit of time before we get ready for the second half. When it does come to what we could see, or what I would certainly like to see from Tascosa in the second half, while you have the while you don't necessarily have the athletic advantage the way that PD has. PD, this is also a team that, while they have the tools to get it done, they've been in foul trouble on far too many occasions throughout this season. Tonight also being no exception to that. Deuce Reese being able to get into foul trouble. Kyron Brown, he has been every bit of that raging bull in the best ways imaginable. He can run through everybody, jump over everybody, but there have been moments where he's been able to get into foul trouble pretty quickly. So expect a lot of physical basketball to start out this game, to start out the second half, pardon me.
.19. We'll be back in just a moment. This is snsports.com.
Sinking driveway? Call Legacy Support Works. Settling patio? Call Legacy Support Works. Uneven pool deck? Call Legacy Support Works. Collapsing stoop? Call Legacy Support Works. Cracking sidewalk? That's right. Call Legacy Support Works.
Foundation repair doesn't get better with time. It gets better with Legacy Support Works.
Call Legacy Support Works today.
This is Holden at 10. No budget, no spending alerts, no shot. And this is Future Holden. When Holden was 10, Mom signed him up for Amarillo National Student Visa Debit Card. That first account helped him learn about money early, smart spending, budgeting, and a cash bonus for good grades.
So, what do we use our cash rewards for?
We took Bella to prom.
It's not too late to get your own student card.
Beef O'Brady's prides itself on two simple ideas
A place to sit down for some good food.
and a place to catch the game with your friends.
But you know what's even better?
Our daily specials are some of the best in Amarillo.
So the next time the kids are being picky,
You want to catch the game or check out some live music?
or you're just looking for a great happy hour with friends,
Think Beef O'Brady's.
plus online ordering and catering available.
Beef O'Brady's, where family time meets game time.
Getting to work with the family means the world to us. I'm Matt Baratino. We've got Wild Texan Farm in Jordanton, Texas, where we raise poultry and pork, all direct to consumer. So we're out at farmers markets. We sell online via our website as well. We found Capital Farm Credit through an online Google search. Our local loan officer really walked us through how we could get a land loan to really start our farm. Being able to teach your family how to raise your own food. There's something special about it. And the biggest thing that I've learned through all of this is together we're better.
We were in a car accident shortly after leaving church on Mother's Day.
The McCraw Law Group was really there for us. As soon as they got a hold of the case, everything was prompt.
We were compensated fairly, and the most important thing of all is we were able to restore our time with our boys. I think if someone were to ask us for any advice, if they were in an accident, it would definitely be to call McCraw Law Group.
If you've been injured in an accident, at the McCraw Law Group, we're here to help. 806-342-5900.
Welcome back here to the PD Event Center, where the Palo Duro Dons lead the Tascosa Rebels 37-19 at halftime. Let's run down the scoring first for the visiting Tascosa Rebel. Blackshear with 2, Corpening with 3, Collins with 2, Gilmore with 2, Kenny with 4, and Godbolt with 6. Running down the scoring for the Palo Duro Dons, Reese with 2, Hussein with 2, Flannery with 6, Mitchell with 7, Nodine with 8, and leading the way for all scores, Clayton with 12. With that being said, we'll take our final break, and we'll be back with the third quarter in just a moment. Palo Duro leads 37-19. This is Texas Panhandle Sports Network coverage of high school basketball on KGNC.
You've got enough going on. Worrying about drinking water shouldn't be one. Get Aqua One premium water delivered. 5-gallon bottles are by the case. Stay safe. We'll deliver to your home with no contact front door delivery. Aqua One uses ozone filtration to provide the best and safest drinking water. By the case or by 5-gallon bottle to your front door with no contact delivery. Stay home. Stay safe. Order online at drinkaquaone.com or call Aqua One for delivery.
It shouldn't take a game plan to get into your garage. Call Dawkins Overhead Doors today.
Beauty, quality, great service, and more. Dawkins Overhead Doors.
Cracks in walls? Sticking doors? Panhandle Foundation Repair provides a lifetime transferable warranty on your foundation repair as long as the house is around. The owner and foundation are covered. Call Panhandle Foundation Repair for the best foundation repair warranty in the business. 373-4000. Panhandle Foundation Repair is the choice when it comes to your home's foundation because of their lifetime transferable warranty on foundation repair. 373-4000.
Craving fajitas? Come to Braceros Mexican Grill and Bar on 6th Street and Braceros downtown on Wednesdays to get your choice of fajitas for $13.99. Chicken, beef, shrimp, or combination, all for $13.99. Only at Braceros.
Welcome back here, folks. We get the third quarter underway. PD with the ball now going left to right. And with the lead, Mitchell to Clayton. Clayton going to try to drive, gets to the paint, gets it underneath to Reese, and Reese able to lay it up and in. And that makes it 39-19, and then Mitchell taps that out of bounds as the full court press has created problems for Tascosa since the opening tip, really.
Oh, yeah. Opening get-go makes them as uncomfortable as possible.
Blackshear gets the inbound pass, gets it over to Corpening. Corpening picked up by Nodine. And Blackshear back across the timeline, gets it to Godbolt. Corpening top of key. Gets it to Kenny. Kenny looking underneath, no place to go. Blackshear going to launch a three. Long three won't go, but Godbolt chases it down. Godbolt spin in the lane, going to throw one up, gets it to bank, and gets the foul.
Again, take your time, stay patient.
32, that's Brown. That's his second. Godbolt 3 for 4 from the line in the first half.
And this is the approach here. Slow it down as best as you can. Get those freebies.
And there he got the third. And now Tascosa going to put in a little bit of a press on. Clayton picked up by Blackshear in the backcourt. And gets across the timeline. 39-22. A minute gone here in the third quarter. Nodine top of key, guarded by Godbolt. Going to get it to Clayton. Clayton thought about a long three, changed his mind. Kicks it over to Mitchell. Mitchell guarded by Corpening. Now Mitchell trying to drive the lane, and they're going to get Corpening for a block. That's going to be his second. .650 here, 39-22. And Nodine finally gets it in. I think a 5-second call.
5 seconds.
A 5-second call against the Palo Duro Dons as Godbolt had them smothered up front. They get it in quickly. Collins kicks it over to Corpening, who had the three-point shot and didn't take it. Kenny going to drive the baseline. Back out to Godbolt. Reese quickly closed on him. Godbolt in the lane, up and over. Kenny can't get it to go. Collins with the free throw, can't get it to go. Kenny back in the lane and finally gets it to go. Tascosa crashing the boards there. That pays off 39-24.
Again, these lineups on the floor here, you have a little bit of size for size. You got to capitalize and cut out second chance opportunities for PD.
Corpening closed in on Reese when Reese tried to spin on Kenny and caused the ball to go out of bounds. So Clayton will inbound it for the Dons from underneath their basket. And Reese tied both shoes. He tied one and then he walked across the court, now tied the other. Now they're ready to go. Hand it to Clayton. Clayton gets it out to Mitchell and tipped away by Corpening. Mitchell recovers it in the backcourt. Mitchell crossed the timeline, going to get all the way in the lane, but a foul on Blackshear. Oh, they're calling out on Corpening with the push. That's his third. I really thought it was Blackshear who reached in on him, but they said Corpening inbounding it underneath. Get it to Brown. Brown turning on Collins, throws it up, can't get it to go, but Clayton's there. Clayton dumps it off to Reese. Reese is able to find the bottom of the net underneath. Corpening going to be guarded and held by Mitchell. That's going to be his first foul. 2 fouls each team. We barely paid 2 minutes here in this third quarter, 41-24. And Godbolt thought about a long pass and then changed his mind and dumped it off to Blackshear. Blackshear working against Clayton, gets it across the timeline. Gets it over to Corpening. Corpening working against Nodine to Collins. In the corner to Blackshear. Blackshear top of key to Kenny. Kenny around to Corpening. Corpening going to launch a moon three, and he hits again.
Big shot there.
And here comes Mitchell across the timeline. Both saying, can't you overrule that? That did fuss. The underneath official said it went off of black, so white ball. That's Palo Duro. Down to 14 points. And Brown going to get in the lane and is that's Corpening, that's his fourth. As he hit what he thought was all ball, but the official said no. And so that's going to put Brown on the line for 2.
And look, I'll tell you, I know it's not an intentional thing, but there have been a lot of moments for my liking that Jack Corpening has been in foul trouble here.
First one, good. And Gilmore's going to check in, and Corpening's going to come out.
definitely a loss. He's a tremendous shooter, tremendous competitor, but again, you got to stay square as best as you can.
Brown, his first point with that first free throw. Second free throw, front of rim, and rolls in. Back to a 16-point lead. Godbolt gets it, and he gets across the timeline. Picked up by Clayton. Back out to Blackshear. Blackshear trying to drive on Nodine. And Gilmore coming behind Blackshear. Blackshear thought he was going to stay where he was, and the ball goes out of bounds to Palo. So a turnover. And the Dons, Clayton going to get in the lane, going to throw a one-handed runner, and it's going to go in. And back to a 16-point ball game, or an 18-point ball game. Just when the Tascosa had cut it to 14. Collins going to let a three go. Front of rim won't go. Ball tipped around. Still tipped around. Deuce Reese comes down with it. Gets it up to Nodine. Nodine across to Brown for a three. And Brown hits the three. And it's now 21-point lead. Godbolt. Blackshear gets it in the corner to Gilmore. Gilmore lets a three go, won't go. Collins with the save, gets it right back to Gilmore, won't go. Kenny puts it up, won't go. Gilmore can't get it to go, but got fouled. Going to get Mitchell, that's his second, and that's going to put Gilmore on the line for two. 48-27, almost halfway through the third quarter. First one by Gilmore. Good. .20 lead for the Dons. Just 12 minutes of basketball left, half of the third and all of the fourth. Second one won't go. Gilmore trying to follow it and comes away with it as Mitchell. Mitchell leaves it for Nodine. Nodine pulls to the elbow, shoots, and that ball goes over the backboard, off the rim and over the backboard. That'll be out of bounds to Tascosa. So the Rebs will inbound it. Godbolt, and he's going to work against Nodine. Blackshear in the corner to Kenny. Kenny to Gilmore. Cuts it to Collins, who's running down the lane and lays it up and in. Clayton coming the other way very quickly, trying to get to the lane, loses it, and Godbolt comes up with it. Godbolt's going to pull for a three, hits the front of the rim, and rolls around, shooter's touch. Ladarius Godbolt. And Coach Loftus wants a timeout. 48-33, 3:21 remaining here in the third quarter. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. This is TPSNsports.com coverage of high school basketball.
Found a car I love, so I went ahead and bought it. Ever since I did, people ask me where I got it. Bobby Doobie sold it to me. Bobby Doobie sold it to me. She's you, but she's a beauty. Bobby Doobie sold it to me. He saved me a lot of money, had a lot for me to choose. If you stop in, you'll be staying in too. Bobby Doobie sold it to me. Bobby Doobie sold it to me. Ooh, she's you, but she's a beauty. Bobby Doobie sold it to me. We take the stress out of collision repair. Jimmy Fincher Body Shop, the people who care. Make us your very first call. Cause at Jimmy Fincher we do it all. We fix it right, guaranteed. We don't cut corners, we do quality. Just as good as new, that's what we do. Jimmy Fincher Body Shop.
Start 'em young. Amarillo National Bank Student Visa Debit Card offers real-world money skills, parent-approved spending, financial know-how, and yes, a cash bonus for good grades. And they're going to call Gilmore for a push against Flannery before the ball was inbounded, because that pass was thrown out of bounds. Flannery gets it into Nodine. Back to Flannery. 48-33, 3:15 remaining here, third quarter. Palo Duro with the lead. They've led from wire to wire. Mitchell working against Collins. Gets it to Flannery. Trying to get it to Clayton does. Clayton cross court to Reese. Reese top of key to Flannery, and Flannery hits the three. And there goes Blacksher into the corner to Kenny. Kenny top of key to Collins. Collins to Gilmore. Gilmore had the three, turned it down, spins in the lane, and he's going to get fouled by Mitchell. And that's going to put Gilmore on the line. That'll be Mitchell's third. 18-point lead for the Dons. 2:40 left. Gilmore 1 for 2 from the line so far. Now 2 for 3.
And guys try to chip away, chomp at the bit here. If you can get this to 10 points before the end of the third, again, the game's still on the table here for the Rebels.
That's going to be a tall task. It's still 17. Chance to make it 16 here. Gonna have to get some defensive stops. There's the one off, but Kenny with the rebound. Kenny gets it back out, and Godbolt for a three, and Godbolt drills it. Ladarius Godbolt, and suddenly it's a 14-point game. It's the closest the Rebs have been since in the first quarter. Nodine with it, guarded by Collins. Out to Reese, guarded by Kenny. Gets it to Hussein. Hussein looking underneath. Kicks it to Flannery. He's going to take another three, and Flannery on fire from three. That's his third three of the night. Back to a 17-point lead. Blacksher gets cut off by Nodine. Crossover, pull up, jump shot from about 10 feet. Can't get it to go. Clayton clears it to rebound. Blacksher. Nodine with it, top of key. Gives it to Flannery. Flannery to Hussein. Hussein to Clayton, who's going to take a three. Back of rim won't go. Kenny clears the rebound. Gets it to Gilmore. Gilmore had a man in the corner, had Blacksher. Blacksher goes baseline, gets cut off by Reese. That's a big mismatch. Gives it into Gilmore. Gilmore up in the lane, can't get it to go. Here comes Flannery the other way, goes all the way to the baseline, kicks it around to Nodine for a three, won't go. Kenny clears the rebound again. Kenny to Collins. 1 minute left here, third quarter, 54-37. Palo Duro with the lead. Collins gets it to Kenny. Kenny going to drive baseline, gets cut off. Back to Gilmore, going to let a three go, and Gilmore hits a three. Back to a 14-point lead. Flannery comes across the timeline, gets it to Nodine. Nodine guarded by Blacksher. Gets it to Hussein at top of key. Looking for a cutter, can't find him. Gets it to Flannery. Flannery guarded by Godbolt. Gets it to Reese, who's on the wing. All the way back out to the circle with Clayton. 20 seconds to go. Clayton trying to draw Gilmore out. Going to go back to Flannery. Back to Clayton. Gilmore comes out on him, forcing him to dribble. Kenny steps out on him. Clayton step back, gives it off to Reese. Reese going to let a three go, won't go. Rebound by Flannery, and Flannery cannot miss.
Back pain. The pain was so severe that I had a hard time working. I was referred to McCraw by a family friend. I knew I was in good hands the moment that I spoke with them. I've never felt more taken care of. I got the treatment that I needed and am able to go back to work and pursue my education. And that is all thanks to McCraw Law Group.
If you've been injured in an accident, at the McCraw Law Group, we're here to help. 806-342-5900.
This is Holden at 10. No budget, no spending alerts, no shot. And this is Future Holden. When Holden was 10, Mom signed him up for Amarillo National Student Visa Debit Card. That first account helped him learn about money early, smart spending, budgeting, and a cash bonus for good grades.
So, what do we use our cash rewards for?
We took Bella to prom.
It's not too late to get your own student card.
And welcome back here, folks. Tascosa is going to inbound it to start this fourth quarter, down by 16. Clayton harassing Blacksher. Gets it to Godbolt, going to turn and shoot, hits the front of the rim, won't go. Clayton clears it. And Tascosa's got to play with a lot of urgency. Reese in the lane, gets it back out. There's a shot by Clayton from the foul line. He got that to go. Godbolt bringing it up against Flannery, and that gets tipped away, picked up by Reese, and a nice foul there to actually stop a fast break by Godbolt. That's his second. (58-40). Palo Duro comfortably in front. And that's going to be an out of bounds. They threw the ball into Reese. Reese quickly dumped it back to Flannery. The problem was Flannery has to get both feet in bounds before he's considered in bounds. He only had 1 foot in when he caught the ball. The other foot hadn't hit the inside court, so he's still considered out of bounds. Turnover to the Rebs. Dansby gets it to Collins. Collins gets it across to Godbolt, who's going to step back for three, won't go. Rebound to Brown. Brown gets it up to Flannery. Flannery runs the floor, lays it up and in. And back to a 20-point lead, 7 minutes to go. Collins working against Brown. Now Dansby to Kenny. Kenny gets it to Godbolt. Godbolt going to spin on Nodine. Puts it up, going to get the foul on Nodine. That'll be his second. And that's going to put Godbolt on the line for two.
Been a really solid second half here for the senior, but of course, again, Coach Loftus' company, they certainly drew up the game plan. And they've been defending him rather well throughout this game.
There's the first one made. 60-41 now. 6:42 remain here in the ball game.
I'm seeing Jack Corporate get back in the game. Going to need quite a bit of offense from him as well.
Yep.
Still playing with 4 fouls. Got to be careful.
Second one for Godbolt. It's up, front of rim, backboard, and down. And Clayton going to be picked up by Blacksher. And Clayton comes across the timeline. Trying to throw it back to Reese. Reese had to chase it down, and that's a walk. Oh, a timeout. That was a break. Coach Loftus called a timeout. Otherwise, that was probably going to be called a travel. They gets the timeout. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. This is Texas Panhandle Sports Network coverage of high school basketball.
Beef O'Brady's prides itself on 2 simple ideas.
A place to sit down for some good food.
And a place to catch the game with your friends.
But you know what's even better?
Our daily specials are some of the best in Amarillo.
So the next time the kids are being picky.
You want to catch the game or check out some live music.
Or you're just looking for a great happy hour with friends.
Think Beef O'Brady's.
Plus online ordering and catering available.
Beef O'Brady's, where family time meets game time.
Tonight's game sponsored by McCraw Law Group, Braceros, Bobby Doobie Motors, Jimmy Fincher Body Shop, Aqua One, Amarillo Mitsubishi, and of course, Beef O'Brady's, the official watch location for TPSN live stream events. Palo Duro to inbound it far side. Going to get it into Clayton. Clayton working against Blacksher. Gets it across to Mitchell. Mitchell going to be double teamed very quickly by Corporate. Mitchell drives the lane, kicks it back to Reese. Reese gets it up and gets it to go. And I believe they got Godbolt on the arm. Yep, Godbolt got him on the arm. That's the third on Godbolt. But Deuce Reese Got those 2 quick fouls and set most of the first half. That's his 6th point here in the second half. And looking for his 7th, won't go. There goes Corpening, length of the court, won't go. Kenny with the rebound. Kenny back up, won't go, and rebounded by Mitchell. And here come the Dons. Reese going to go all the way in, try to slam it, won't go. Ball goes out of bounds to Palo Duro. As Reese tried to slam it down the lane, and it would not go. Tascosa coming the other way. That one's going to be stolen very quickly by Reese. Reese is going to lay it up this time and get it to go. A double dribble by Corpening, and the wheels are coming off for Tascosa. And a lot of that has to do with the Palo Duro defense tonight.
Pressure, pressure, pressure. They've been smothering the Rebels from wire to wire. Again, things to separate good from great from championship caliber teams, man. How you're able to not only apply the pressure, but able to withstand it. Tascosa, they've certainly had their work cut out for them.
And there's going to be Blackshear fouling Reese. That's his 2nd. That's, I believe, the 4th team foul. At least the 3rd team foul. Haven't updated the scoreboard yet, so there's Brown back to Clayton. Clayton guarded by Blackshear, trying to drive the baseline, steps in against Kenny and throws a floater up over Kenny, does Clayton. 66-42, 24-point lead, just 5:20 left. Corpening with another moonshot, won't go. And here comes Mitchell, and he wants to run the court. Straight down the lane and lays it up and down. Here comes Corpening the other way for Tascosa. Godbolt thought about a monstrous 3, pulled it back, steps in, throws one up, can't get it to go. And Clayton with it. And Clayton pushing. Gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell, top of key, going to drive the lane, and then Corpening with the slap of the ball, but the official said no. Maybe he's got Kenny. Corpening thought it was on him, and that would have been his 5th. That's Kenny's 3rd. And that's going to put Mitchell on the line for 2. (68-42), 69-42. And both of them are good. And I can tell you who's at home tonight not playing but enjoying this, the Amarillo Sandies.
Yeah, you better believe it. You better believe it.
All right. Kenny going to drive the baseline, get cut off, get double teamed, get turned over. Clayton going to get it. Going to pull up for a long 3, front of rim, won't go. Kenny battling for it, so is Reese. And going to go out of bounds off of Reese. Tascosa ball, 4:26 remaining, 70-42. I certainly wasn't expecting this for this game. I really thought this was going to be just like the girls' game, a barn burner to the end.
Definitely. Definitely thought it was a heavyweight fight, but
yeah,
the Dons have had haymaker after haymaker.
And it's been on the defensive end. There's Corpening spinning in the lane for 2. And then a quick timeout with 4:14 remaining, 70-44 the score. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. This is the Texas Panhandle Sports Network coverage of high school basketball.
We take the stress out of collision repair. Jimmy Fincher Body Shop, the people who care. Make us your very first call. 'Cause at Jimmy Fincher we do it all. We fix it right, guaranteed. We don't cut corners, we do quality. Just as good as new, that's what we do. Jimmy Fincher Body Shop.
Welcome back here, folks. Steve Beers, Alan Robertson with you. This has been the Dons night from the opening tip all the way till 4:14 remaining here in the ball game as they lead this one 70-44. And there's Clayton on a breakaway, long pass, and Clayton with an easy layup as he got lost by Blackshear. Blackshear gets it in the corner to Godbolt. Godbolt pulls back, thought about a long three, not there. Cross to Collins. Collins working against Brown. Collins gets it back to Corpening. Corpening thinking about driving, trying to spin. Back to Blackshear, who thought about a monstrous three, changed his mind. Collins in the corner for three. Rattles around, won't go. And here comes the Dons the other way. Brown against Clayton. Only one foul against Palo Duro. Next foul by the Rebels, and Palo Duro's shooting two, but with 3:23 left, and this game's not in doubt now, 72-44. And Clayton gets it over to Nodine, who's going to drive the lane, kicks it back to Reese. Reese can't hang on to it. Gets it in the corner to Mitchell. Mitchell going to drive to the paint, throw one up, won't go. Kenny with the rebound. Godbolt with the outlet pass, gets it down to Blackshear, who's got an open three. Blackshear can't get it to go, gets his own rebound, puts another one up, can't get it to go. Kenny gets it and can't get it to go, but gets fouled. And I believe that's on Deuce Reese. Yep, it is. That's his third foul. And that's going to put Ben Kenny on the line for two. First shot by Kenny. No good. Kenny held in check so far tonight, just 6 points.
Coming off of a really big game this past Tuesday. Really having about 17 points. Had to have been a double-double with at least 10 boards. Ben Kenny's been amazing. Lots of great moments throughout this game, but again, props to PD with the speed and the sense of urgency from the opening tip.
And Kenny misses both. And there's a pass to Clayton, who's going to launch a long three, rattles around and won't fall. Kenny clears the rebound for Tascosa. Blackshear leaves it for Corpening. Corpening going to try to drive the lane, and that gets stolen by Hussein, who's ball still loose. Finally, they're going to get it to Clayton, who's going to get an easy layup. And Clayton gets a layup, makes it 74-44, 30-point lead. There's Kenny going to launch a long three. That one won't go. But rebounded by the Rebs, and now Corpening with a long three. Front of the rim won't go. Kenny fights for the rebound, gets it back to Godbolt, and Godbolt gets it to go. And 2 minutes left here, 74-46. Clayton going to throw it in the corner to Nodine. Nodine going to drive in the lane, kick it in the corner to Clayton, who's going to launch a three. Won't go. Corpening with the rebound. Corpening looking down the court. Gets it to Blackshear. Three won't go. Rebounded by Hussein up to Clayton. Clayton going to try to drive against Corpening. Corpening's going to get his fifth foul. And he's going to call it a night, and that's going to put Clayton on the line for two with 1:34 remaining, 74-46. And Coach Jackson going to clear the bench.
What a statement. What a statement win for the Dons tonight, huh?
And it looks like Coach Loftus may do the same. First one by Clayton goes. Clayton right on his average for the night. That's his 23rd point. 75-46. I don't know who beats Palo Duro. They play like this. That was as complete a game as you can have, offensively and defensively.
It's a really good point. They've had the potential for this all season long, so for it to come at this point so late into the year, you can still have some ball left to be played, but this is a really formidable team getting ready to get into playoffs.
Dansby had it stolen.
Showtime.
He finally got one to go. Reese throws one down. Dansby to Gilmore to Banner. Banner back to Dansby. And they're going to get a foul on number 21, Abdel Rahim. Just 1:04 remaining. And then something. Let's see what the officials coming up to talk to Coach Loftus. So, Coach Loftus is trying for a technical. He's just trying for one. He can't touch the official. I'm surprised that the official didn't tee him up. 5. When I was officiating, they did. They called it a tee, so that's going to put Godbolt. But when I was officiating, I had a ref or a coach kind of grab my arm as I was running by. I didn't think anything of it. Man, my partner let me have it at the next breaking point. He's like, dude, if they touch you, that's a foul. That's a technical.
Yeah.
So Godbolt misses that one.
Yeah, even with the big lead, still wanted to have that attention to detail.
Yep. Godbolt gets the second one. That's about the third technical tonight we've seen. One in the girls' game and 2 here.
Oh, yeah.
No.
It's always fun when it comes to these district matchups here.
Especially inter-school district matchups as well as the AISD schools.
Most definitely.
Godbolt can't hang on to it. Goes out of bounds. That was just a bad pass from Gilmore. And 59 seconds left. 78-47. And Mitchell going to try to get in the lane. Gets it to Reese. Reese is going to lay it up and in. Reese is going to have a really padded stat line. Most of it came here in the fourth quarter. Godbolt trying to drive. Mitchell on him to Banner. Around to Dansby. Dansby kicks cut off by Abdel Rahim. Dansby gets it to, can't grab it. Ball on the floor, and Gilmore grabs it. Trying to get it to Barclay, but Barclay couldn't hang on to it. And it's going to go over with 25 seconds to go to the Dons. And they don't really need to do anything, up 80-47. And I'm sure Coach Jackson's ready to get out of here and burn this game film. Mitchell gets in the lane, going to try to get one off, can't get it to go. Banner with the rebound, gets it to Godbolt. Godbolt going to be picked up by Mitchell. Godbolt going to throw it up at the buzzer and won't go. And we've come to the end of this one. Palo Duro 80, Tascosa 47. We'll be back in just a moment with the postgame show. This has been the Texas Panhandle Sports Network coverage of high school basketball on KGNC.
Amarillo Diagnostic Clinic Pharmacy makes getting your medications easier than ever with our fast and reliable citywide home delivery service. No matter where your prescription is currently, give us a call at 806-358-0331 and we'll handle everything so you can relax knowing your medications are on their way. We're dedicated to providing exceptional service that fits your busy life. Convenient and reliable. That's Amarillo Diagnostic Clinic Pharmacy.
Found a car I love, so I went ahead and bought it. Ever since I did, people ask me where I got it. Bobby Doobie sold it to me. Bobby Doobie sold it to me. She's used, but she's a beauty. Bobby Doobie sold it to me. He sent me a lot of money, had a lot for me to choose. If you stop in, you'll be staying in too. Bobby Doobie sold it to me. Bobby Doobie sold it to me. Ooh, she's used, but she's a beauty. Bobby Doobie sold it to me.
Sinking driveway? Call Legacy Support Works. Settling patio? Call Legacy Support Works. Uneven pool deck? Call Legacy Support Works. Collapsing stoop? Call Legacy Support Works. Cracking sidewalk? That's right, call Legacy Support Works.
Foundation repair doesn't get better with time. It gets better with Legacy Support Works.
Call Legacy Support Works today.
Welcome back here, folks. Steve Beers, Alan Robertson with you. And if you'd have told me that this game was going to be decided by 33 points, I'd have told you were nuts. I'd have bet pretty much everything I have on that. And the reality is the Palo Duro Dons from the opening tip absolutely ran the Tascosa Rebels off the floor tonight, offensively and defensively.
At this point in the season, it really just comes down to who wants it more. There's really no other way to really describe it. Even great effort from Tascosa, but when it came to the opening tip, when it came to the defensive press, when it came to the pressure, when it came to Ladarius Godbolt getting off his spot, still able to get a couple of buckets, had a little bit of a fight when it came to early bits of the second half. But, again, props to Coach Loftus, Coach Nodine, props to the players themselves, obviously. My goodness. I mean, it was a tremendous game for Kuda Clayton. He had a great job finishing around the bucket. Nodine with some huge shots from beyond the arc. The offense really much being made from their defense. You said it towards the end of the game here. This type of level of play from here on, there aren't too many teams around the 806 that can really keep up, in my opinion. This is a tremendous game.
I don't know if there's too many teams in the state of Texas that can keep up if they play like that.
Oh, yeah.
That defense was smothering. The offense was moving. That was as impressive a high school basketball game as I've seen in the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, I bet you. So just an outstanding effort. Now, the question is, can they get back-to-back efforts going into the last 3 games of the regular season as they have coming up, does Palo Duro. They've got Monterey, they've got Amarillo High, and they've got Lubbock Cooper. So not exactly a cakewalk for them, and that Amarillo High game sets up as maybe a district championship kind of game.
It could be, as you were saying to me, the one team that's certainly feeling a little bit good about this matchup being the Sandys. They have their sights set coming up here these next couple of days and weeks. But, again, when it came to tonight, this was tremendous. The atmosphere was great. It was electric. I had goosebumps from end to end. Again, it's a shame that someone had to come out here with the loss, and that was the Tascosa boys here. Not to be outdone, though. Tascosa girls with a big win of their own here earlier on in this game. So a little bit of a give and take affair, but that's all you can ask for as not only fans, but being able to do what we do here when it comes to District 3-5A.
Yeah, just a great night of basketball. They split tonight. The girls win. The boys lose for Tascosa, and just opposite for PD. The girls lose, the boys win. And that's how we go tonight when the AISD. Let's run down the scoring. First for the Tascosa Rebels, Blackshear finishes with 2, Collins finished with 4, Gilmore finishes with 7, Kenny finishes with 6, Corpening finishes with 8, and Godbolt still ended up with 20 points tonight. Half of what he scored the last time they played. So they were effective in slowing down Godbolt.
Can I say really quick,
go ahead.
though? Finishing up with the game, they're getting ready to shake hands and things like that. I was looking at Ladarius Godbolt. He still had that look on his face. All right, cool guys, tough loss. It's always a shame, but immediately clapping, giving high fives to the guys. That level of affirmation, that level of be able to reemphasize the confidence that you need to have in order to finish up this season. You saw a great bit of intangibles from the senior tonight. Props to him.
All right, let's run down the scoring tonight for the Palo Duro Dons. Hussein finishes with 2, Brown finishes with 5, Nodine finishes with 8, then Mitchell with 12, Reese with 14, Flannery with 16, and leading all scorers tonight, Kuba Clayton with 25 points tonight, 2 above his season average of 23. But a complete victory from wire to wire. It was never in any doubt, really. I thought when they got it to 14 that, maybe Tascosa was about to put a run on, but then it didn't take but another minute, and it was back to 22 points.
Oh, yeah.
And then the onslaught at the end, just taking it to, 33 points.
Absolutely. Again, PD, I believe, has always been capable of a game like this. Kuda Clayton is still one of the top 3 guards that we have in this entire region, in my opinion. But when it came to Flannery, now, I'm not sure how many of those types of games you're going to see from him the rest of the season, but he certainly came in a huge, huge moment. I would love to see more of that towards the end of the season, because if you're able to have that level of 3-level scoring, Kuda Clayton doing what he does, Cheston Mitchell doing what he does, getting to the bucket, Flannery being able to hit those shots as well, like you said, there aren't too many teams in the entire state that can keep up with the Dons.
Nope, they sure couldn't, and Tascosa couldn't tonight as the Dons win this one 80-47. For my partner, Alan Robertson, I'm Steve Beers. For the guys back at KGNC and TPSN Sports, we want to thank them. Thanks for listening tonight. We'll be back.